It's time for Spotlight with your host, Mike Balsamo, shining the spotlight on the important people and events that make up our exciting and vibrant community. Now here's your host, Mike Balsamo.
Good morning and welcome in once again, Spotlight Palm Beaches, Treasure Coast, Martin County, Broward County. We've got you covered here on the True Oldies channel. I love days like today. I'm going to get to speak with Jason Mandle. He's the Director of Operations for Restoration Bridge International. You can learn more about them at restorationbridge.com. Jason, thank you for joining us, and we're talking off air about a lot of people in this community are doing really good things, and they just need to get the word out about what they're doing, what kind of assistance they need, and who they can help, and you guys are a great example of that.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be here. Just want to speak about Restoration Bridge, the organization that I help run, what we do, and what we do is address food insecurity in Palm Beach County primarily.
Would you like to talk about what food insecurity is? And I think that we live in a fairly affluent area, and we don't realize that our neighbors might be struggling with basic things like not having enough food. Yeah,
so food insecurity, basically not consistent access to healthy food, to support a lifestyle. In the latest data that I've seen, about 200,000 people in this county are suffering from food insecurity. Which is
a wild number of people.
It's a lot of people, and not everyone knows that, right? And that's 1 in 5 children are also suffering from food insecurity. So that's who we're addressing, that we're getting food to the people that need food.
We want to talk about Restoration Bridge and what you guys' mission is and what your plan is?
Yeah, it's to end hunger. We've been doing this since 2005. Our founder, Pastor Dan West, it was put on his heart to, address food insecurity, and that's what we've been doing. We've grown to a fairly large level. We did about 9 million pounds of food delivered to the end user last year. We're continuing to grow and trying to get the word out.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're talking off air. You're giving 50 pounds of food at a time to families that last them a week, and you're doing this multiple days a week. This is a massive undertaking.
It is. It's a lot of work to do what we do. We're doing about 25 distributions, and our business model is pop-up food distribution. So we work out of a warehouse in Lake Worth. We're rescuing food, and we're receiving food donations on a very large scale, and bringing it to where the need is, food deserts, economically impacted areas. And we're bringing the food and setting up a food distribution where anyone can come and say, I'm in need of food, and we provide that.
And one of the things that is important about Restoration Bridge is this is quality food. And I feel like a lot of places you can get like empty calories, but then that's just leading to health problems down the line. You guys dedicated to getting good products to people.
Yeah, nutritious food is where our focus is. So we're getting a lot of donations from the farm shares, the Feeding South Floridas, who have contracts with farmers. We also have direct relationships with supermarkets, the Walmarts, the Publix, where we're rescuing food from those retail stores as well.
You guys it couldn't have started on this scale, right? I mean, you've obviously been growing like this for 20 years because this is thousands and thousands of pounds of food that you guys are giving away.
Yeah, millions of pounds. We did, just shy of 9 million pounds last year. Started out of a pantry in the back of a church by our founder, and it's grown from there. We've been good stewards of the food that has been given to us, and we know how to efficiently bring it to where it's needed most and be accountable for it, and it's grown from there.
And Jason, one of the reasons we're here is to talk about you relocating. Starting today, you've moved from Lake Worth, where you've been for a long time, to Boynton Beach.
Yeah. So, the growth is what's really driving this move. So we're doing weekday distributions in partnership with the Sheriff's Office. Our largest distribution is on Saturdays. We've been at Church by the Glades in downtown Lake Worth Beach for about 6 years now. And because of the increased demand and, doing that in a residential area presents a lot of issues. So we signed a lease with the Boynton Beach Mall. They're allowing us to do a distribution in their parking lot starting March 2nd.
And one of the things that you mentioned too is partnering up with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. I love the Sheriff's Department. They do great work, and they kind of maybe assist you in finding families and people in need.
Absolutely. So the way that this relationship started, this partnership started with the sheriff, is community policing deputies would run into a family that had nothing in their refrigerator. A lot of those deputies would be going to Publix and taking money out of their pocket to buy it, and the hearts of these deputies really got to us, and we wanted to open our doors, because we have access to this food. So that's how that partnership started with deputies coming on a case-by-case basis And what we did, we started in District 6, which is Boynton Beach, which is near our warehouse. And what we did was we took our Saturday model where we were bringing large quantities of food and allowing people to come and receive that food, and we took it into every other district. And Sheriff Bradshaw saw the strength in allowing his deputies to partner with us.
And Jason, how did you get started with Restoration Bridge?
As a volunteer.
Really?
About 3 years ago, I saw the service opportunity, fell in love with the mission, and I'm blessed to be able to do this for a living now.
Once again, this is Spotlight, Palm Beaches, Treasure Coast, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County. We've got you covered. Jason's here. He's the Director of Operations for Restoration Bridge International. RestorationBridge.com is where you learn more. How do people help? A lot of people, especially, we live in an area with a lot of retirees, people that just have a little extra time on their hands, maybe a little extra money. What's the best way to help Restoration Bridge?
Yeah, money and manpower is where we're falling short. We have such strong relationships to receive the food that's needed, and we're pretty efficient at bringing it to where it needs to go and using the sheriff's officers to tell us where it needs to go. So it's that middle piece. It's the money and manpower, because it's a very large undertaking to do this at the level that we're doing it. So if people have time to donate, again, restorationbridge.com. There's a link there where you can donate time. You can contact me directly if you want to donate any other resources. My email address, jason@restorationbridge.net. And I'll respond to you personally. And
that's what we're talking about today is, moving your operation from Lake Worth to the Boynton Beach Mall. I imagine one of the reasons is you had mentioned that people are coming from all over the county for this. There must be a line, and it's Boynton Beach Mall is a perfect location because you've got plenty of access in and out, whereas, in a residential area in Lake Worth, it wouldn't be as easy. So it's kind of a smart move.
Yeah. In 2022, we're impacting about 200 families on a Saturday morning. And we start handing out food at 9 a.m. and we're usually done around 12 noon. That was 200 families in January of 2022, and we're serving over 1,000 families now.
One of the things that, especially here at the True Oldies channel, we focus on local charities, people that are helping people here in South Florida, in Palm Beach County, in Martin County. You can donate money and time to a national organization. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you see things like, well, the CEO made $3 million that year and 5% of your donation is actually getting to the people, that's the total opposite when it comes to an organization like you.
Yeah, tight margins. The way that we operate, 99% of monies donated goes to programming.
And that's a crazy amount. I mean, even 50% seems like a lot these days, but you guys are giving all of it back.
We are. We're doing this with a staff of about 6 individuals, dedicated individuals. You get the biggest bang for the buck when you're donating to Restoration Bridge to impact this county.
And you're helping your neighbors too. And we were saying too, your block might be great and you make a left-hand turn, make a right-hand turn, and all of a sudden you're in an area where these people don't have food, and it's on our shoulders as members of the community to help them.
Yeah, it's a unique county. There's a lot of wealth. There's a lot of poverty, depending on where you go. So it's a unique county to operate and do what we do in.
If your family or someone thinks they might need food assistance, how do we learn more about that?
Yeah, on our website, again, restorationbridge.com, under the events tab, shows all of our distributions throughout the month. It's updated every month. And anyone that shows up to our food distributions in need of food while supplies last will receive food.
It's absolutely incredible what you guys are doing. I'm sure a lot of people have jobs that are kind of thankless. I talk on the radio. I'm not really saving the world. So I go home, I still feel good about myself, but you must go home after a busy Saturday or something like that and see the smile on people's faces, like, wow, I'm really making a difference for my neighbors.
Yeah, we see it. It's a tangible impact that we have, when we're out in the community and people are thanking us, making decisions. Am I going to go grocery shopping, or am I going to bring my child to the doctor? And we can make that decision a little easier for them.
It's impossible to even fathom that would be a choice in people's lives. But as you said, hundreds of thousands of people in our community have to deal with that every day. Jason, once again, moving operations from Lake Worth to Boynton Beach. Tell us about the new location and how we access you.
Yeah, so 801 North Congress in Boynton Beach, the Boynton Beach Mall. We're on the northwest side. right next to Christ Fellowship, who is going to come out and serve with us, which is a wonderful partnership as well. 9 to 12 every Saturday, you can receive food there. Just get in line. It provides a great template for us to expand operations.
And Jason, one more time, how do we learn more about you, learn more about Restoration Bridge, learn how we can get help or help others?
RestorationBridge.com. All the resources are there. My direct email, jason@restorationbridge.net. I respond to emails all day. I'd love to hear from you.
Jason, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everything you do in the community. Truly, you're one of the people that are making Palm Beach County a better place. So thank you for coming in today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.